What happened last night at that NFL Bills game, guys? What happened? Welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines, where we talk about all the trending movie news headlines. This is a live news show for movie fans, where we're going to be talking about some canceled Netflix stuff. The Golden Globes has some announcers that are named. Who are they? Aaron Taylor Johnson. Is he going to be Bond? Is he going to be the new James Bond? We'll talk about that. But we start off today's show by talking about what happened last night at that NFL Bills game, because we do talk about trending entertainment headlines here. And I was shocked because this was like the last game of the season, right, for the Bills. They've already made the postseason, but man, tragedy. NFL game postponed after Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin collapses on field. Now, guys, as you know, I'm a huge football fan, and I follow the Bills. That's my team. So when this happened, guys, I'm not going to show you the footage of what happened. It wasn't anything too shocking, like when it happened. Like, you know, when you watch some of those, like a person breaking their leg, or getting concussions on the field and stuff. It's nothing like that. The guy made like a normal tackle, but I guess he hit himself on the right spot on the chest that caused him to go into cardiac arrest. And it took a while for them to get the heart going again. And that was scary, man. Absolutely scary. He's a fighter. So they canceled the game, guys. They postponed the game. I don't even know if postponing is the right word. They just, like, Buffalo Bills and Bengals were already in the postseason. It was just jockeying for position, more or less, right? There's this, God, just absolutely scary, because it was just looked like a normal routine play, and then he stands back up, and then he fell back over, and it's kind of like that happens, but you don't really expect to see that happening in a young athlete of 24 who's supposed to be in his absolute prime, right? It was just shocking, absolutely shocking to see. It's not a good way to start off the show, but it happened last night, guys, and it's going to be splashed all over the trades because, as I said, we do entertainment headlines here. The NFL is part of the entertainment realm, and I do follow them, so it's kind of like, I hope you have a recovery there, Damar Hamlin, and pull through, man, because that's difficult to watch. And my thoughts go out. All right, talking about more injuries, guys. Yesterday we talked about the Jeremy Renner injury, and we got some more information about that. Not too much. Jeremy Renner update, of course, Deadline decides to do that. Okay, so we didn't have too much information exactly what happened to him, but he's out of surgery. I guess he had to go in twice for blunt chest trauma, and then I hear that there was something wrong with his feet as well, like orthopedics or whatever it's called. Still critical but stable in intensive care. Okay, so critical but stable. Like, I had to ask around about that because yesterday it seemed a little bit kind of like polar opposites, right? Is he critical, but he's also stable? So it's kind of like, yeah, it was hard to make sense of. But we said yesterday we wish the best for him too. Like, just a freak accident. Like, I just went blunt chest trauma. So what, was he on this snow plow and it kicked him or something and he fell into it, or I don't know. It's just we don't have that information yet, right? And it sounds like maybe his legs got injured, his feet. While experiencing a weather-related accident while plowing snow. So we can confirm that he has blunt chest trauma and orthopedic injuries and has undergone surgery today, January 2nd, 2023. He has returned from surgery and remains in intensive care, but in critical but stable condition. So again, it's one of those things where we don't have quite all the information. Yeah, his vehicle ran over his leg. He sustained a lot of blood loss. His neighbor and doctor applied a tourniquet. Okay, so wow. Ran over his leg. God. Well, you look at some of those machines that it's just like gears, right? It's like knives cutting up the snow. And if you lose control of it, like, oh God. it's just like the worst case scenario, right? It's just like you never think that will happen to you, but it did to Jeremy Renner, and that sucks. God, I hope he doesn't lose a leg. Man, I hope he doesn't lose that leg. Damn. Oh man, that sucks. But yeah, if you go and dive in for more information and stuff like that, I'm sure you can find it, like the exact details, maybe even, and I hope not pictures, but you can see here from the comments section that a lot of people are just wishing him a prompt recovery, wishing him well, just like the NFL player, just like, what a way to start off 2023 with all these injuries and critical conditions. It's just, my God, what's next? Praying for your recovery, praying, yeah, absolutely. Because Jeremy Renner is a very talented actor. He's a musician too, doesn't he play? Doesn't he play guitar or something? Or drums or something? Yeah. So that's a few more details. I just wanted to make sure that people understand that, it's just, you see those headlines and you're kind of like, well, what, you don't know what to make of it at first. You make the casual off the cuff remark, oh, I'm sure he'll be okay kind of thing. But then once you realize what's happened there, you kind of have to like, just make sure that you're just like, wow. Hope that guy gets recovered fast for sure. Jeremy is one of the good guys. Best wishes for full recovery, indeed. Indeed. All right, one of the headlines that broke out yesterday or the last couple of days was Avatar 3. Now, we know that Avatar 3 is all in the can. It's done. They filmed Avatar 2 and 3 back to back. So Avatar 3 is all done now. It's all in post-production. And they've actually started to film, I think they've almost completed the first act of Avatar 4. So that's good. We're not going to have to wait another decade or so for Avatar 3. But some details have emerged, and some people may call this spoilerish. I don't... Guys, the story's not that grandiose that where it's kind of like, is Anakin going to fall to the dark side? Is Jake Sully going to die? Well, probably, but whatever. Avatar 3 story details spark Last Airbender comparisons. Yeah. So Avatar, I guess the Last Airbender had like the Fire Tribe, the Water Tribe, and Avatar, the movies have been, well, they're being called out for following that same kind of formula, where the second one was all about the Water Tribe. Apparently, we're going to get a Fire Tribe, maybe, I don't know, in the third one. I don't really care if they do. You watch it because of the visual effects. You watch it because it's just mind-blowing what they're able to achieve with technology, right? That's why you're watching it. Some people watch it for the story. I more or less watch it just to see what can be done, and mostly because it's James Cameron, right? I never had a stake in Avatar: The Last Airbender, so when that live-action movie came out, I know that a lot of people hated it. I was kind of like indifferent to it because I didn't watch the cartoon, so I didn't, as I said, I know a lot of people out there did have a lot of stake in the cartoon. Avatar is literally becoming Avatar: The Last Airbender. Well, that's what Cameron does. He pulls from familiar storylines. As I said, before even going into Avatar 2, it's not going to be revolutionary in storytelling, but it's going to be revolutionary in what you see on the screen, right? It's not going to be some far out there abstract story idea like Fight Club or something. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be, all about what you see on screen. So if he's going to pull from familiar things, and of course Cameron wouldn't be, it wouldn't be below him to pull from Avatar: The Last Airbender and have the Fire Tribe, and then you probably have like an Earth Tribe or some kind like that. I guess they were the Air Tribe, right? Is that where they came from? They were from the air. They rode those things in the air. So there you go, air, water, fire, and that's I wouldn't really call that Last Airbender. I wouldn't call that them. They would have dibs on that because we've had many stories throughout our human history where we've related to things as the four elements, right? Water, air, fire, and earth kind of thing, right? There's countless stories like that. So I know people would love, just because of the name Avatar, that, oh, we're doing a Fire Tribe next, so it's got to be like Avatar: The Last Airbender. And I'm kind of like, okay. Obviously not, though, because they're blue and they're on Pandora. But yeah, it is what it is. They didn't try to sue The Last Airbender, also being called Avatar. Now, well, here we are. Yeah, so this response out there has been kind of like a little jaded, I would say. Well, that's okay, whatever. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Now that's stealing. Whatever. As you can see, the Avatar Last Airbender fans are coming out in full force, trying to defend their property. I'm kind of like, Avatar 3 will explore a new fire Na'vi tribe known as Ash People, reveals James Cameron. So there you go, guys. Fire tribe. They deal with fire, probably got like bow and arrows with fire, spears with fire, that kind of thing. Okay. You know what? I wouldn't mind. I like that. Change up the color palette a little bit, James. Because there's something about the blue nature of it all that I'm finding, like, on hindsight, coming out of Avatar and 1 and 2, with the visual effects and their underwater volume that they call it, there's something about the blue nature of it that I wonder if they're using that blue to mask something. Because they're using a lot of blue tones. And I find that, like, are you trying to mask the fact that you are on a volume, that the backgrounds are not, like, if it's blue, then it helps composite to the backgrounds, right? So that was in my mind. But I want to see that in a different color palette. And if they do a fire tribe and do red as kind of like their what they're going to be going for here, like you can see here, like red. Like if they can do something like that and see if it has that same kind of effect where it jumps out at you, then yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see Cameron work with, I want to see a more blended image with the CG characters and human, because we didn't really get the right mix of that. We either got all humans or all Na'vi, and we didn't really, sometimes we got a few interactions, but not many in Avatar 2. They just kind of ran with the blue people for the most part. And while it looked breathtaking in 3D, this image here doesn't look all that great in 2D, does it? This almost looks like a pre-visualization. That doesn't look like a crop from the movie. Anyway, because in the movie it looked a whole lot crisper. It actually looked real, right? That looks like a painting or something. I could be wrong. But what do you guys think about a fire tribe for Avatar 3? I want to see it. I do. All right, guys. Yesterday we had we did our box office report on the Monday there, but we got to just do a quick little update because it was a long weekend for a lot of people. Avatar box office, Avatar 2 rocks New Year's with 86.3 million. So it made a little bit more than the 65, I believe it was reported yesterday. Redemption for Babylon. No redemption for Babylon. Yeah, we're going to talk about Babylon again. I know. Okay, so 86.3. So yeah, it's crossed 1.4 because they had the extra day there. And guys, I'll pull up the box office numbers here again. There was nothing new came out in the theater. I'm sure that if something new came out, some big thing like I'm sure it would have eaten away at Avatar's box office. But for some reason, I'm also thinking that maybe it was like some kind of not collusion, but kind of a group effort to say, let's clear the path for Avatar so the Avatar can make a lot of money and bring people back to the theater so that other movies can come in on January and kind of thrive on that. Oh, we just had a fun experience with Avatar. I want to go back to the theater. I'm going to go see Megan. I'm going to go see A Man Called Otto. You know, that kind of thing. I think it feels like that because everybody else cleared the path because Shazam 2 was supposed to come out at Christmas, guys. It was supposed to come out, and why didn't it? It's all in the can. It's all sitting there on the shelf. Okay. Anyway, Avatar's made, see here it says 66.8, but there in the Hollywood Reporter it said 86.3. It did have an upward trajectory. So this is one of the rare cases, where a movie opened up in 4,200 theaters and had an upward trajectory. So it's a rare experience. We see it. Avatar: The Way of Water. And same thing with Puss in Boots that went up 35%. Wow. And I've seen Puss in Boots, guys, in just over 2 hours with my niece. So I'll be seeing Puss in Boots: The Last Wish today because it's Cheap Tuesday. So a slight adjustment there to Avatar: The Way of Water's numbers. As of course, we know opening up this weekend will be Megan. I don't think Megan, well, let's just say this weekend, Avatar's numbers get chopped down 60% from that. So let's say it gets knocked down to, say, I don't know, 35 million. Can Megan make more than 35 million? I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, Avatar soars to 1.4. No surprise there. Some people think that it's got enough mojo to make 2 billion. Another 600 million. Another 600 million. Well, new movies are opening up this weekend, so it's kind of like you're going to get a full slate of movies coming out every week now from now on. So there's going to be a battle now. I think Avatar's going to hold on to the number one. Megan will be number two next week. So as bigger new movies come out, this is the right time, guys, for the studios. Capitalize on this. People want to see movies. Get out there and put your movies in the theaters. It's too late now. It's too late now, though. But Avatar: The Way of Water, it's going to make a lot of cheddar. And then, yeah, Avatar 3 is already in the can. We know that. So, yeah. The only other headline that did catch my eye was Babylon and its monumental failure. Why did Babylon bomb in the theaters? Well, I only pulled this article, and I read it because, I didn't like Babylon. It was one of the worst movies of last year for me. Why a star-studded film, Babylon, dramatically bombed at the box office, and what it may mean for future cinema. I want to pull something here that caught my eye. Was it the movie premise? Was it the stars? No, it was not the movie's premise. The premise was actually very interesting, of Hollywood transitioning from silent films to talking films, and they kind of explore that with Brad Pitt's character. Margot Robbie's just kind of like, I don't know what the heck she is in this movie. Brad Pitt's character was a silent film actor. He tried to do acting. He's not a good actor. He can't speak the lines and make you believe them. They explore that in 1 or 2 scenes in a 3-hour movie. That's it. He's got a good scene with the journalist that calls him out for it. He's got a really good scene in that, but it's just bogged down in a bunch of, I wanted to swear there, but garbage. Really. So this movie, marketing tactics, I guess it went to TikTok to try to get people into the theater, but TikTok is such a finicky thing. It's people want to watch short clips of things there. They don't want to watch, like, I find that even my long-winded 1-minute videos don't really fare all that well on TikTok, but it is what it is. And Tobey Maguire, what the heck are you doing in this movie? What this is, this whole storyline could have been cut. You'll know when you see the film. Yeah, and this is what I wanted to talk about. What this says about the state of the film industry. Because the movie was trying to make a point that you got to change with the times or you'll be left behind. About not joining talking films and silent films. If you don't change with the times, you'll get left behind. And this movie is an example, is a true exact example of what it's trying to say. That if you don't change with the times, Babylon, Damien Chazelle, then you're going to get left behind. And you got left behind at the box office. Because when we looked at the box office, you came in 4th on the opening week and now 5th. For an $80 million budget, you've only made $10 million. You got left behind, Damien Chazelle. So it's kind of ironic, that Babylon failed this badly. It sucks, actually. And who's this guy? Diego Calva. Was he supposed to be the main character? There really isn't a main character. It's just kind of like, you've seen my reviews for it, so it's kind of like, hey, if you don't change with the times, you'll get left behind, and you'll be just sitting there reminiscing about how things could have been and should have been, and how glorious the old times were, and you made an exact movie that people don't want to go out and see. That's you are that, what you made. You are that. And it's kind of like, is that art? Not for me, it's not. Especially when you clock in for 3 hours. There's just an interesting read there on MovieWeb about Babylon's failure. And it was, without a doubt. All right, let's get back into some movie news headlines. Actually, let's just take a quick little break here and talk about our movie news live show here that you guys see. We do it daily, 11 a.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday, where we talk about all the big trending movie news headlines. And what else can you find here on the channel? Well, we do full live series watch-alongs for things like The Peripheral. We did all 8 episodes of that. We did Wednesday. All of these are in playlists you guys can find up on the channel right now. We do full movie reactions for things like Moonfall and Glass Onion. Oh, wow, we had lots of fun with Glass Onion. we really did. On the weekends, we do a horror weekly roundup where we talk about all the horror movie trending headlines of the week. And then, of course, we do movie news here daily. And if you want to follow me on all the other social media handles that we just talked about, check that out right there on the Instagram and TikTok. Sometimes I post stories up there of me going into the theater and stuff like that. So, yeah, check that out. All right, let's get back into it. Aaron Taylor Johnson, is he up for James Bond? Well, it's been batted around out there. It's been batted around there. Yeah. Aaron Taylor Johnson, new James Bond frontrunner after genuine report. Apparently, he met with the producers Barbara Broccoli. New report confirms that Aaron Taylor Johnson is in the running for James Bond. James Bond. Now, we just last saw Aaron Taylor Johnson in Bullet Train, as you can see here. And he was really good in that. And there was kind of a premature report last year that came out that said that, he's one in consideration because they want a younger Bond, not a 20-year-old Bond. They want somebody like in their 30s, and Aaron Taylor Johnson fits that bill. He does. And we know that he can fill out the action because if you've seen Bullet Train, he can do the action, and he's going to be in Kraven the Hunter this year. So can he pull off Bond? I think he can. I'd be up for that. So he had a meeting with Barbara Broccoli. We know that Barbara Broccoli controls the property of Bond, and they want to, they said that they want to make him younger, but they also want him to take time to develop the scripts and the storylines, because after Daniel Craig's Bond, well, they have to reboot it. If you didn't see the last one, you know why. They killed him. So there you go. Yeah. Who knows? What could they do with that? 32 years old. Yeah. Aaron Taylor Johnson. He can do that. He can be in that role. Why not? I'd be up for that. Any comments here? No. Aaron Taylor Johnson as the new Bond pays off at Kingsman Tease. Was Kingsman Tease. But yeah, we know that he can fit in the criteria. Yeah, he was in Tenet there. For sure. Why not? I'd be up for that. How likely is it that he'll be the next Bond? Well, it depends on the schedule too, right? If Kraven is a big hit, then I'm sure they want. He's probably already signed on for multiple films as Kraven. So if Kraven does really well, I'm sure that he's going to pop up in a Spider-Man along the way because Kraven has to face Spider-Man, right? I'm tired of these spin-offs of the Spider-Man villains that don't face Spider-Man. Like the Venom. The third Venom with Tom Hardy is going to come and go, and it's probably going to come and go just as Let There Be Carnage. Because Venom has to somewhere along the lines fight Spider-Man. Get to it. Let's get to it. And it sounds like when he's not, Tom Hardy's version of Venom is not going to fight Spider-Man. And I hope that's not going to be the case for this Kraven character from Aaron Taylor Johnson. I want to see him face off against Spider-Man. But I'm sure that if enough money's thrown around, scheduling, he'll prioritize Bond as his next character. Aaron Taylor Johnson as James Bond. What do you guys think about that? I think that could be an okay fit. Golden Globes. Yeah, the Golden Globes are happening again this year, January 10th. So that's just next Tuesday. Wow. Okay. Yeah, next Tuesday. Quentin Tarantino, Ana de Armas, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Tracy Morgan set as presenters. Looks like you got a few more people in here as presenters as well. A bunch of people that I don't know. Yeah, that's Brand from Fear the Walking Dead, right? Okay. Yeah. Well, we did coverage here on the channel for the nominations for the Golden Globes. I don't know if I'll do a full live watch along for that or not. we'll just go over the results the next day. It's kind of one of those things where it's kind of like, is it okay to be watching the Golden Globes now? And it's just, I don't know. I'll keep my eye on it. As I said, we are movie news and entertainment here, so we'll be following that for sure. But it looks like it's in full swing with getting people back and talking about it. Quentin Tarantino, Ana de Armas, Jamie Lee Curtis are big right now. Jamie Lee Curtis was in Everything Everywhere All at Once. Quentin Tarantino, everybody knows, and Ana de Armas was Marilyn Monroe last year. All right, let's talk about some cancellations here. This came up yesterday, 1989. Or 1899, sorry. Netflix series canceled after one season. This was that bizarre kind of Bermuda Triangle kind of thing. I was going to watch it. I just never got around to it. And I guess a lot of people were like that because it got canceled. Well, Netflix is not, it's known for canceling things after one season. And I guess this is then one of those casualties. Showrunners announced the news on Monday. With a heavy heart, we have to tell you that 1899 will not be renewed. We would have loved to have finished this incredible journey with a second and third season as well with Dark, but some things don't turn out the way you planned. That's life. We know this will be a disappointment to millions of fans out there, but we thank you from the bottom of our hearts that you were a part of the wonderful adventure. We love you. Never forget. And I hope that it wasn't one of those series that ends on a cliffhanger kind of thing, right? That they wrapped, because Wednesday was a fantastic series because with Jenna Ortega, because it had a storyline that was all self-contained within that season. It left the door open that there could be more because she can go back next semester kind of thing, like Hogwarts. But they closed off all storylines within that season. And I hope 1899 was like that. I hope it didn't leave any open kind of like questions. Like, we just talked about it. The Peripheral. The Peripheral left open a huge cliffhanger at the end of the first season. And that would suck if it got canceled. Because it's kind of like, I want to see what happened. Like, as I said, when we did our full watch-alongs for that season, it was kind of like, it feels like there should have been like one more episode in there, right? It did. And you'll know what I'm talking about. What else is bad for this, for leaving things hanging there, that also got canceled? Oh, Archive 81. Archive 81 had a huge cliffhanger at the end of it. And it's kind of like, well, that got canceled too. And it's like, oh, that sucks. Why can't you learn from House of the Dragon and Wednesday? You know, House of the Dragon was a self-contained, all in its episodes, but you know that there could be more. But it resolves. Well, actually, did it? Now that I'm thinking about it, did it? Because one of the kids killed the other kid. No, maybe it didn't. Maybe it did sort of end on a cliffhanger. I'm talking about House of the Dragon here. I don't know. Well, we'll see. Bummer. 1899 canceled. We know that Picard, season 3 is going to be the final Picard, but Star Trek Future aligns with Picard, not Strange New Worlds. Yeah, I looked at this one because this headline is very interesting. And I've said this always from the start with all these spin-off shows happening. I want to go forward in the Star Trek universe. I don't want to continue going backward in these alternate timelines and stuff. And that's why I never watched things like Strange New Worlds and that other one from that girl from The Walking Dead. I don't want to go backwards and see alternate timelines. I want to go forward. And Picard is the only thing that seems to be going forward, right? Yeah. And they can learn a lesson from Babylon, I think. Guys, if you don't change with the times, you don't show people what they want to see, you're just going to keep on going back in the past and reliving things over and over again, and eventually you're going to get left behind. Now, I hear that some people do like Strange New Worlds, but I don't want to see a Kirk, and I don't want to see a Spock. People say, well, it's different, James. Just check it out. It's different. But it's like, no. And then they'll say, well, how is Picard any different? Well, at least Picard's moving forward in the story. It's his later years. He's not a captain anymore. He's not an admiral or anything. Uh, they're moving that universe forward, and that's what I liked about Picard season 2, and that's what I want to see. So, why Strange New Worlds is a narrative dead end? Because where can it end with really, right? Picard will push the story of Star Trek forward. Yeah, exactly. I want to see Seven of Nine take a command of a vessel and have her own series. That's what I want to see. That would be cool. But yeah, go out there with the technology. You know what? You know what they need to do is they need to push it to the point, because where Gene Roddenberry, I think he said that one of the original concepts for the next generation was that they weren't going to have spaceships, right? They were just going to use transporting. You would transport to different spots in the universe. And I know that seems like it could be boring, but I would like to see the Star Trek universe get to that point where it's like, logically, guys, why would you build up a huge armada of ships to travel all over the place? Why would you do that when you can just beam an entire vessel over there, right? Right? Why would you do that? If you got wormholes or you got things that can do that kind of technology, like expand, let your mind go out there with what you can. It seems like a far-fetched idea, but so did Warp Drive originally, right? So expand it, do more with it. Yeah. Anyway, an interesting read. All right. Sorry, I didn't turn off my phone for crying out loud. Guys, so I'm going to leave the remaining half an hour here for us to go over some of the most anticipated movies of 2023. And my apologies for not turning off my phone there. All right. So let's go over and talk about, we went loosely over this yesterday. So I've pulled up a trailer list here from Rotten Tomatoes. And we'll go over some of the most anticipated movies. Of course, James. YouTube, Snowball, Sell Posters. There we go. Let's turn off that. There we go. So what do we got? We got Magic Mike's Last Dance. Is that going to be somebody's most anticipated? I like the trailers for this. I did. Is it going to be my most anticipated? Not really. I'm going to see this mostly because of Selma Hayek. She doesn't get a whole lot of time to spend in the limelight, like even in Eternals, right? Well, whatever. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yeah. I want to see it mostly because of Michelle Pfeiffer there. I want to see what she's bringing to the table because we really haven't spent a whole lot of time with her. I guess she was in the second one, but I want to see more from her. I want to see more as a character. Visual effects wise, guys, I think you guys know where I stand with these visual effects. That it's very obvious that they're just standing on a green screen stage. You can even see like the mat here where the green screen goes up. it's just you don't believe that they're like it doesn't feel tangible, right? And this is what I'm talking about with the Avatar stuff. Is that I think Cameron is hiding the fact that you can tell that this is not a real, like this does not exist. You can't walk over there and physically be enveloped in this fog or smoke. It's just visual effects, right? It's just, you can tell that there's a screen here on the ground. And I think that's what that blue in Avatar is hiding. Cleverly. Just not a lot of people would pick up on that. But I hear that, Ant-Man and the Quantumania is supposed to have like an Avengers Endgame quality to it, where we're going to see a bunch of surprises and stuff. I just want to see more character from Hope, and we'll have to see. I think that'll be on there for a lot of people for the most anticipated. Creed 3. I want to see it mostly because of Jonathan Majors there. That's why. I want to see what he can do. Because I saw Devotion last year, and he was good in it. There was a scene in Devotion where he had a moment where he was just looking at the camera and acting through several emotions, beating himself up a little bit emotionally and internally. So it's kind of like he's the villain now in Creed 3, so I'm looking forward to that. And he's also going to be in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania as Kang. So it's going to be a big year for Jonathan Majors. So between those two, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what this guy can bring to the table for sure. I'm preparing to see a more serious role from Paul Rudd and the stakes to be higher for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Yeah, that's what I want. I just want the story between him and his daughter. I wanted the echo. It would be cool if that echoed between Michelle Pfeiffer's character and Evangeline Lilly. That would be kind of cool. There's some similarities there. That's what I'd like to see. We'll have to see. But Creed 3, that'll be up there for a lot of people. What's next here? Scream. Oh, yeah. The Babadook right there. Melissa Barrera. God, you forget how short Jenna Ortega is, right? That's why she was so good and suited for Wednesday. But she's not going to grow any taller than that. It kind of sucks. But she's very talented. Scream 6 is one I'm going to be looking forward to for sure. Because you hear that it's going to be a lot more gruesome. It's going to have a lot of Easter eggs in there. There's a Jason mask. It's going to be in the New York. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be on my must-see list. That's March, right? For sure. That'll be on my most anticipated. That'll be like number 5, most anticipated. Scream 6. Number 5 for me. 65. Yeah, we saw this trailer. Adam Driver crash lands on this planet that, has dinosaurs on it, right? Like 65 years ago is what it refers to. Yeah, this shot here of when the T-Rex comes in behind him and the girl. Yeah, very haunting. I'll be looking forward to this one for sure. Because I like the abstract stories. It's kind of like, I got hints of like After Earth with that Will Smith film. And Enemy Mine, kind of, where he finds another person on the planet kind of thing. But I think this is just somebody in his cargo, right? A little bit of like Pitch Black, where he's like a captain of this vessel transporting a bunch of people in stasis. And I think she's one that breaks out kind of thing. But yeah, dinosaurs. Adam Driver. Cool. I'll be looking forward to that. That'll be on there. It won't be my top 5 most anticipated, but it'll be up there. What's next? Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Yeah. Not on my most anticipated, especially now with all the DC shakeup. A lot of people, you got to remember, a lot of people won't know about the DC shakeup, all of that, everything that's transpired. But a lot of it, I hear a lot of criticism against the older villains, Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu as the villains. Hey, I like Helen Mirren. I think she can pull off anything. I'll give her the chance. But I want to see it because of the new crew, because of this girl. I just saw this girl in Fall. She was in a horror movie called Fall last year, where she climbs up a tower and she gets stuck up there with her friend. It wasn't very good. But yeah, Lucy Liu, I want to see from what she can do as a villain in this. Again, I guess this will be, if you don't know, the last that we'll see Zachary Levi as Shazam, because Djimon Hounsou that you just saw there was in Black Adam, and Black Adam's no more. So maybe in an alternate universe, these characters can come back. It just sucks for this cast because she was very happy to be now playing the older adult role. She's kind of talented. Out of the movie this and Fall, I'm looking forward to more work from her. What's her name? Grace something. I'm looking forward to more work from her. But it's going to be kind of like a bittersweet ending because it's kind of like this is the end of the road for this cast. What's next? John Wick Chapter 4 is definitely going to be in my top 5. In fact, I think that I'll say that's number 4. John Wick Chapter 4 is my number 4 pick. So we got Scream 6 is number 5. John Wick Chapter 4 will be my 4th one because it's Keanu Reeves, man. You know that he's going to go all out in this one. It looks like it's going to have some spectacular imagery in this. Like they went to all these locations to shoot this film. Cinematically, like look at that shot of all the birds coming up. Very John Woo of the filmmaker there to put the birds coming up just behind him. Like that was John Woo that liked to have the doves come up, right, from someone. But Bill Skarsgård is the bad guy. I'm looking forward to that. And Donnie Yen, his henchman. Yeah, looking forward to that. Because you know that the stunt work in it's going to be phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. It's just John Wick. I like Parabellum as well. I really did like Parabellum. It's just one of those movies where you come out of the theater and you're just kind of like got this smile on your face, going, "Now that's action. That's an action movie." Keanu Reeves, John Wick always delivers, so that'd be my number 4 pick for sure. Yeah. All right. What do we got next? What's up here? Most anticipated Dungeons and Dragons. Honor Amongst Thieves. Now, this is not going to be on my most anticipated list, but I am looking forward to it from Paramount. Mostly here from the cast. Visual effects wise, it doesn't look all that great. Yeah, the visual effects doesn't look all that great, but I want to see the cast. Dungeons and Dragons is kind of it's one of those things where if it's a role playing game and the campaigns, the story are what you make it, right? You invent it as you kind of go along too, right? But it looks like Chris Pine's having fun in this. And the one that I want to see the most in this is the girl from the It movies, Sophia Lillis. Okay, well that visual effects looks okay. Yeah, this is Sophia Lillis right here. She's other than that series that she was doing. What was it? That was the detective series. I forgot what it was called. But yeah, Sophia Lillis. There she is right there. I want to see more from her because I think she's going to be a big star too. Of that generation, like she's of that era of like the Millie Bobby Browns and Joey King, that kind of class of actors, right? And well, by class I mean like generation, right? Hugh Grant, yeah. I'm sure, like when you watch that trailer, you just had a lot of fun with it, and it looks like Dungeons and Dragons is going to be just a lot of fun, quirky fun, popcorn movie through and through kind of thing, right? Hopefully it delivers. Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons. I think that'll be up there for some people. This one will be my number 3 pick, I think. Super Mario. I know that a lot of people don't like the Chris Pratt voice, but I don't really care. I just want to see it because of the rest of the cast. It looks like Jack Black as Bowser's going to knock it out of the park. And this is the way that you have to do a Mario movie. Like, you can't do a live action Mario movie. I don't think this would work. You couldn't have a character like a live action Toad. Like, how would that work? How would you translate that into live action? So it has to be animated, and I hope it delivers. I really do. This is the second trailer for it, right? And as soon as you saw Rainbow Road, Anya Taylor-Joy's Princess Peach, it just looks like it's going to be vibrant and another one of those movies where it's just going to be a lot of fun. And who would have thought that from me, that I would be saying that I want to see a kids movie, Mario. Well, because I grew up with Mario. There you go. That's why. So that'll be number 3. So we got Scream is number 5. Scream 6 is number 5. John Wick's number 4. Mario's number 3. What's next? What have we got on here? Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That'll be up there for a lot of people. It won't be on my most anticipated. It'll be in the number 10, maybe. Because, again, it's sort of like that DC thing. James Gunn has said this countless times, that this will be the last outing for this group. This will be the last time we're going to see this group together. So it's kind of like, am I really looking forward to a finale like that? A lot of people are looking forward to Adam Warlock here. Will Poulter, I think he's going to deliver something special. I think he will for sure. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, that'll be up there for a lot of people. They'll be wanting to check out that Volume 3. Bifer says, if Mario does well in the box office, we should get a Zelda movie next. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But here's the thing with the Mario. Mario has to work like this. I still think that there's an outside possibility that you can do a live action Zelda. I think you can pull that one off. Um, it's because the kingdom, Hyrule, could be a real place, right? Um, it's some place where you can actually see in real life. But like the Mushroom Kingdom, like yeah, there's these floating blocks up in the air, that kind of thing. You're not going to see that in real life, right? So it's kind of like Mario has to work like this, but Zelda I think could work as a live action. If they gave it to us in animated form like this too, I'd be fine with that. I definitely do, Bifer. I do want to see a Zelda movie for sure. All right, what's next? After Guardians, we have got The Little Mermaid. We only got a teaser of this. I'm guessing we're probably going to get a full trailer for it at the Super Bowl, which is next month, guys. Um, for Little Mermaid. I was somebody who actually liked the trailer, the teaser. That's all it was. It was a teaser, right? Halle Bailey is our Little Mermaid. I guess I didn't freeze it on her face. But I'm not somebody who I don't care what skin color she is. The true test of this film, if it's going to work or not, is going to be because you've decided to make it live action. Hey, we didn't see her face. Because you decided to make it live action, it's going to be how well she marries in with the backgrounds, right? Because the ocean is dark. It's not going to have a lot of light in it. And that's something that you just kind of have to have as a trade-off, right? In the cartoons, you can make it as bright as you want, but the ocean is dark. The light just doesn't go down there that deep. And you're just going to have to make a trade-off for it. But I am curious about it. I do want to see where they take this because I think she's going to deliver something special. Like her voice, wow, breathtaking. You know, it's the kind of voice where your hair stands up on the back of your neck when you hear it. It's just like, I want to see. I never thought I'd be wanting to see it, but it's not going to be on my most in the top 5, but it'll be up in the top 10 for sure. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, that trailer dropped. I'll be honest, guys. The animation didn't really work for me. I don't know. I'll have to force myself to watch it. That'll be up there for a lot of people. All right. What's next? So what do we got? We got Rise of the Beasts. Yeah, that'll be on my top. That'll be in my top 5. Oddly enough, a Transformers movie has made it into my top 5. I never thought that it would, but it has. And a lot of it has to do with just the take that we're going to get, like the Generation 1 here. You see the Generation 1 Optimus Prime. I'll be looking forward to that. And RC is going to be the one. Bumblebee's back. Mirage. Pete Davidson is Mirage. I don't really care about the human stories in it, but looks like this one's going to deliver us a lot more action with the actual robots, right? Peter Dinklage is one of the bad guys. You know that he'll have a good voice. There she is, RC. That's the one I'm looking forward to. Like her design just looks way cool. Yep, I want it. That'll be my number. What are we at? That'll be my number 2. My second most anticipated. Yeah, it will be. No, that'll be number 6. I think. Yeah, that would have just made it the 6th. No, because I can't put it in the top 5. Because I'll tell you what. Indiana Jones will be in my top 5. That'll be my second most anticipated. Because it's Harrison Ford. If you're a child from the 80s, you grew up with Indiana Jones. And it's James Mangold taking it over. So that'll be my number 2 pick. Indiana Jones. It's good to see Sala back. I mean, come on. These two next summer. To see one more outing with Indiana Jones. Yeah, that visual that looks terrible. that looks awful. Oh, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Um, but I'm still looking forward to it. I still think that because of what James Mangold did with Logan, with the aging kind of superhero, you know that he can handle that material well with an older Indiana Jones. Um, is time travel involved? I don't know. It's just looks like it's going to be a fun time, and that'll be my number two, most anticipated. So uh, for sure, the last time that we'll get to see Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones, for sure. We know that this will be the last ride for him, for sure. So what do we got? Scream 6 is number 5. John Wick is number 4. Mario Bros is number 3. And then Indiana Jones is number 2? No. Is it? Wow. Yeah. And then number 6 was Transformers. Yeah. Yeah. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 will be up there for a lot of people. It's not my top 5. It'll be like number 7 or number 8. Because Tom Cruise always delivers. And Rebecca Ferguson is just... every time she's on screen, it's just like, wow. And you know that the stunt work in this is going to be breathtaking. You know, is that Pom Klementieff? Yeah, it is, right? Mantis, she's going to be in this too. That's cool. The throwback to Mission Impossible 1 there. You know that the stunts in this is going to be crazy. It's going to be one of those things that you got to go out in the theater to see. That'll be my number 7, I think. Tom Cruise, you know he's going to deliver. Oh, and Haley Atwell is in this. Oh, wow. She's one of my favorite actresses right now. Haley Atwell. Yeah. Stunt work in this, car driving. You know that they just ramp it up. They somehow find a way to ramp it up. Just when you think they've done everything, they find a way to ramp it up. And I can't wait for it. That'll be my number 7. Oppenheimer is going to be up there for a lot of people. It's not for me. It'll be like my number 10 or 12 or something. I know that's weird for a lot of people because I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fan. I'll go to bat for him even on movies like Tenet. But I know it's going to be a well-crafted movie. I know it's going to be a well-shot movie. I know it's going to be a well-acted movie. It's just the subject matter doesn't really interest me that much. We know that this guy built the bomb. It's just, I'm not jumping out of my seat to go see that story kind of thing. It's kind of like Babylon, right? In that sense, that it's kind of like, yeah, I know it happened, but it's kind of like Cillian Murphy I'm rooting for, though. I'm rooting for him to get some accolades from this performance. Because from that trailer that we got, it looks like he's going to deliver us a nuanced performance in the sense that you hear his narration in the trailer, but and yes, he built the bomb, but it sounds, if you're going to get the impression that he was not really wanting to do it, but he had to do it because somebody else would, kind of thing, right? And that's. I hope they delve more into that part of the story. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Yeah, that would be number 10, I think, maybe for me, most anticipated. Yeah. All right, what do we got next? Oppenheimer will be up there for a lot of people. And this was almost in my top 5. It really was. And it's probably... maybe this will be number 6. Do I want to see Barbie over Transformers? No, I want to see Transformers over Barbie. Barbie would be number 8, maybe. But I do want to see it. Because that teaser, Greta Gerwig directs, Margot Robbie, how could you not... Like, this is like perfect casting, right? Wow. The thing that, like, was it Amy Schumer was going to be Barbie? I was like, that would not have worked, I don't think. But Margot Robbie looks like she's got this nailed. It's going to be like about a bunch of Barbies and Kens, I think. So, yeah, Ryan Gosling is going to be Ken. And it looks like it's, based on this teaser, it looks like it's going to have a lot of like nods to pop culture, right? She lives in this Barbie world. Yeah. Multiple Kens and multiple Barbies, right? Simu Liu. July 21st. I'll be looking forward to that. That's not in my top 5. So what do we got? Hunger Games. Hey. Yeah, because we don't have a teaser for the one that I want the most. Hunger Games is next. That'll be up there for some people. I guess because we didn't really get a full trailer for this yet. We'll have to see once it's in motion, right? Rachel Zegler is going to be in this, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. If you're a Hunger Games fan, I think this will be interesting for a lot of people because of the young President Snow. And then just to go back to the world of where the Hunger Games takes place, I think that'll be up there for a lot of people. It's not going to be on mine. And what is my number one most anticipated movie of 2023? It's not Hunger Games. It's not even here on this list because they don't have a trailer out for it yet. But mine will be, so what do we got? Let's just see if number 10 would be Oppenheimer. Number 9 would be Barbie. Number 8 would be Dead Reckoning. Number 7 would be, what was it? I can't remember. All right. No. Ant-Man and the Wasp. No. Anyway, number 5. Number 5 was Scream 6. Number 4 was John Wick 4. Number 3 was Mario. Number 2 was Indiana Jones 5. And number 1, yes, Bifer says, your number 1 is Dune Part 2. Yeah, Dune Part 2. We don't have a full trailer for it yet, but I'll be looking forward to Dune Part 2 for sure because I really like Dune Part 1. Denis Villeneuve, waiting to see, I want to see them both back to back. And I hope they release Dune Part 1 in the theaters again so you can go take that in as a double feature because that's the way I would prefer to see that film. I would sit there for 6 hours in the theater watching Dune from Denis Villeneuve. Wow. And I can't wait to see Florence Pugh in it. I can't wait to see Christopher Walken is going to be in it. And Austin Butler is Fade, one of the big bad guys. Yeah, can't wait to see that. Dune Part 2 is my number 1. All right, guys, where were we at? 11:57. 11:57. So do we got time? I'm crafting a small video based on this article I saw today. Pinocchio, how Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio compares to that Disney one. But it just got me talking about visual effects. It got me thinking about visual effects. And, it's going to be in my little short video that I'm going to publish. I want to talk about, like, what qualifies as visual effects. Just thinking about, like, well, Avatar has some amazing visual effects and should be seen on the big screen. Should it win visual effects awards? I would say, yeah. But does it have the most stunning visuals? And I would say no, because while Avatar looks impressive, if you had to choose between Avatar 2 and Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio for visuals, I would tell you to watch Pinocchio every time. And people would say, well, James, what are you talking about? Avatar is groundbreaking and it's mesmerizing. But I would say animation, should qualify, right? And people will say, well, but animation is not visual effects. Well, hey, a computer-generated image may not be different, may try to emulate real-life stuff, but a computer-animated image may be a different medium than stop motion. But I'll just tell you, I had more moments watching Pinocchio that made me go, wow, holy crap, than Avatar Way of Water. And Avatar Way of Water definitely had its moments where I was like, wow. But when we did our top 10 of the movies of 2022, this is why I put Pinocchio over Avatar 2, The Way of Water. Because I felt like this. And how do I sum this up? Avatar 2 should become the standard of what you see from visual effects moving forward. That's what all movies should have, that quality to it, right? While Pinocchio, the stop motion effects are very stylized, tailored to that film, and um, that that makes it unique, right? That makes Pinocchio unique. There's like when he was up on the cliffside, um, when he's swimming in the water and stuff at the end. It's just wow! Like just you never thought you would see that, and that's something that Avatar could not recreate, right? Um, that's something that Avatar just could not recreate. Now, I'm not saying that this is not mind blowing, breathtaking, but this is just what, if you're going to see a CG character, this is how good it should look from now on. From now on, every film should have this as a benchmark standard. So all films should have these visual effects going forward. But Pinocchio was just unique in that way. I think that Pinocchio has a better visual effects, and I think that should win. I think that should win over Avatar. That's what, and it just got me. That's where that's not what this article was meant to do, but it got me thinking like that, and that's what I wanted to share with you guys, because that's what I do here on this channel, right? Come up with an interesting idea, or I just run with it. All right, we're sitting at 12 o'clock here, guys, and I'm just going to pull up the Reddit roundup, see what's going on up there, see if I missed any big trending movie news headlines, and we'll round out the day here. Because it's been a good hour, right? Movie news discussions. See, because we had fun with some of these ones, right? 1931 German poster M. Don't know what that is. John Malkovich, poster for John Malkovich's new movie Seneca, on the creation of earthquakes. Huh. On the creation of earthquakes. I have to look that up. First image from Seneca deals with the relationship between the famed Stoic philosopher Seneca and Nero, the infamous Roman emperor he mentored since childhood, and who accused him of plotting his assassination. Well, that sounds a little bit quirky. Cool. So he's like a philosopher. Wow. And of course, Nero is probably going to kill him, right? Is that what's going to happen? Seneca? Yeah, John Malkovich has been kind of out of the limelight for a little bit. He needs to come back. He's a good actor for sure. Somebody died. Emmy-nominated director dies in 1959. Catherine Searan. Bummer. Director of The Old Way with Nicolas Cage is doing an Ask Me Anything. This test footage from from the first Alien movie, as the xenomorph, might be scarier than the actual movie. What? This test footage? What is this? Yeah, because they tried a couple of men in suits. Well, it was a man in suit, right? Because that's the way they shot it. No, I don't think that works. This test footage. Hey, I like these kinds of things. Go check this out I like these these test things, because if you've seen the behind the scenes of Empire Strikes Back, there was supposed to be like a huge sequence of Wampas attacking the Hoth station, and then when the stormtroopers came in, the Wampas were supposed to get out and attack all the stormtroopers, right? And you see them doing the test footage, kind of like this, of the Wampa suits throwing the stormtroopers, and it didn't look good. You knew why they cut that out of the film. You kind of know why they cut this out of the film, or that it didn't work. It's just fun to see. I made a montage of the biggest and best movies of 2022. Okay, yeah, you get lots of those. And that rock scene, oof. Yeah, if you've seen that movie, you know what I'm talking about. Banshees of Inisherin spoilers. Best horror movie. Yeah. Coherence, Scream 6 poster. Yeah, we saw that yesterday. Fear. Official trailer. Huh. Evil Dead Rise teaser. That just dropped? 1 minute ago. Did this just drop? Let's pull that up. Let's watch this. Evil Dead Rise teaser. Because this will be... Oh, it's trailer tomorrow. Okay. So this is just the teaser for the teaser, right?
You don't look so good, Mom.
Let's pull this up. So if it's going to be a full trailer tomorrow, then we'll do a reaction for it tomorrow, right?
You don't look so good, Mom.
Oh, okay. So now that sort of makes sense there, right? Evil Dead Rise. Huh. Okay. All right. Very interesting. So we know then tomorrow that we're going to get a full teaser for that. Okay, so it's just a lot of highlights. Yeah. All right, guys. So I will be going out to see Puss in Boots in just over an hour. So I'll maybe do a post. I'll post my quick reaction getting out of the theater for that. New teaser for Evil Dead Rise. Yeah, we know that. Full trailer launches tomorrow. Oh, it looks like that teaser had a little promo from Bruce Campbell. Okay. He's not going to be in that movie.
So please enjoy this first look.
The Crow reboot comes out in 2023. That would be in my most anticipated. Art Glass Viking says, yeah, for me too. I'm most anticipated for a 2023 film is a Tsuzomi no Toji Mari, Japanese anime film from Makoto Shinkai of Your Name and Weathering with You, says Bifer. Okay. Oh, I thought you wanted to see Pathan. Yeah. Arglass also says, I agree, Pinocchio was great at taking the audience into a world of escapism. Lovely score and visuals. Yeah, for sure. A new trailer for Hunters. Oh, is that what that is? Outer Banks. All right. Casting is currently underway for Fantastic Four, which will be released in 2025. Who would you like to see in those roles? I'm like everybody else. It seems like it's more and more likely that John Krasinski's not going to be our Mr. Fantastic. That's what the tea leaf sounds like it's going to do. All right, guys, I'm running a little bit overtime today, so we'll round out the show there because I have to have my breakfast and then I got to go out to the movies and see Puss in Boots: Last Wish. All right, guys, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and I'll see you next time tomorrow. And hopefully tomorrow for the rest of the week, we'll do some streaming stuff. We'll do some watch-alongs. So, yeah, we'll get caught back up into that stuff. All right, see you guys next time on Mirror Domains.